Name a bigger downgrade than Arcanine's old sprites versus what he turned into in Generation 6 specifically. My god, what have they done to my favorite Pokemon? What have they done to my boy? At least he's better in Scarlet and Violet. He looks nice. What's that you say? Aura Guardian has made the biggest downgrades in Pokemon? Okay.
You can tell that Pokemon have been trying to improve their games over the years, and even try their best to include little improvements every now and then. However, there is plenty that hasn't really had the update that it needed, and in some cases, has gotten even worse than before.
Oh, and there's plenty of things like that.
The opposite of my last video, and cover some of the pretty noticeable downgrades throughout the Pokemon games.
What's your favorite downgrade?
This video isn't just me complaining about the Pokemon games lately, more pointing out things that Pokemon can hopefully make better for their next game. Starting with...
some of them are easy fixes, like...
some Pokemon models that looked way worse than their sprites.
Oh, my poor boy Arcanine. And Typhlosion, they didn't give him the flames that he deserved. At least in Legends Arceus, he has those cool little wavy flames that go on behind them. Like, they've definitely tried to improve it, but Generation 6 was, we'll call them teething issues. Birth defects, maybe.
TMs becoming permanent, and then not becoming permanent anymore.
I don't know what that was all about. Game Freak said, you know what people love? You know what people really enjoy doing? Grinding for TMs. We should do more of that.
Some shiny Pokemon that looked way better as sprites.
I think they just got decontrasted in some of the other games. It's the models that do it. A lot of the shinies and the models seem a little bit more decontrasted compared to the old ones, which look a lot different than how they originally looked.
The EXP share being turned on forever.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand that. Why remove options? Why do they remove options? They force you into playing a certain way. They removed the set battle style in Scarlet and Violet. So you can't just click an option to say, don't ask me if I want to switch. You just have to hammer the B button now. Why? Why would they do that? Is it because they think kids are so dumb that they'll flick on the option, get mad, cry, and then never play the video game again? Come on, even kids are smarter than that. Give them a bit of credit. When we were playing Pokemon back when I was 5 years old, even well, no, actually, I didn't know how to buy Pokeballs. Never mind, maybe we are stupid all.
No way to turn it off. Come on, there at least should be a toggle. Evolutions that were taken away from us. Megas are gone. Some evolutions didn't return in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I understand why Mega Evolutions are gone. I love them, but I understand. The evolutions in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee kind of make sense because it's supposed to be like a reboot right back to the beginning, take it back to basics kind of deal.
I'll at least bring back Megas. Triple battles and rotation battles, introduced in Gen 5, and haven't returned since Gen 6.
Honestly, did we care about triple battles and rotation battles? Did we care all that much? I mean, they were cool. It was like an interesting little gimmick, but it was really just the gimmick of Generation 6 and 5, wasn't it? Because, I mean, Generation 5 didn't really have that much else going for it.
Playing Pokemon on a more powerful console now, I think it's time to bring them back.
Is it really a console issue? I mean, more options are always good. I'm not going to take that away. More options, always great. If the option is there, fantastic. More than double battles? Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
The Battle Frontier, which hasn't returned since Gen 4.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I hate the Battle Frontier. I just have PTSD from when I was a child, and I was trying to do all these Battle Frontiers, and I realized that they cheat. They cheat. They get the RNG, they do the one-hit KO moves, they get the Sped F drop, they get the defense drop, they get the critical hit, and ooh, I don't get critical hit. No, never get critical hit.
One of the absolute best features of any Pokemon game that definitely needs to return.
That was funny. The Battle Frontier project has started, and will never be finished.
Leaving out obvious improvements to Pokemon games. For example, basically no Platinum content in the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I don't understand this.
No Distortion World. Come on, this is like the bare minimum for remakes.
I don't get it. I mean, maybe it's because Diamond and Pearl sold more and they wanted to appeal to the people that bought Diamond and Pearl. So they were like, we need to put the Diamond and Pearl stuff in. But no one played Platinum because Platinum only sold 8 million copies compared to Diamond and Pearl's 17 million. So maybe it's got something to do with that. They just want people to play the old version because that's what they used to. And if they get this brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and it has the Distortion World, no, what's that? I don't know what the Distortion World is. I can't comprehend it though. It makes absolutely no sense. If you're doing a remake, you might as well add all the good stuff from the other version of the exact same bloody game that you released anyway.
Nerfing Pokemon moves a bit too hard. Dark Void, for example, had its accuracy changed from 80% to 50%.
As a Darkrai enjoyer, this breaks my heart because it's so useless now. You might as well use Hypnosis. I understand Smeargle had it and it was a bit of an issue, right? A bit of an issue. But you could just not let Smeargle get it. They take it away from Smeargle so Smeargle can't get it anymore and nerfed it. Only Darkrai has it. He's got Nout going for him anymore, the poor little guy.
Also doesn't work on Smeargle. it didn't need both of these nerfs, just
Why?
one. The move Hidden Power has also been nerfed in a bit of a different way, as a couple of generations ago, Pokemon pretty much can't learn it. Wonder Trade.
I understand that because it was a very centralizing move. You pretty much use it on every single moveset. It's kind of like Protect in a way. It's super centralizing. And Terras are just a better hidden power. So we have Terras now. But when the next generation rolls around, we don't have Terras anymore. Maybe they'll bring it back. Who knows?
One of the best features of any Pokemon game, now being called Surprise Trade. Wonder Trade was a way better name. Starting Pokemon, getting an official name, First Partner Pokemon.
What?
That's lame. Pokemon
Why?
were made as events that never got added. The Arceus event in Diamond and Pearl, AZ's Floette.
Oh, the Arceus event. Mustn't have thought that the Azure Flute event was too complex for the average player. You could add an NPC that says to do this exact thing. But how is it too complex? Did you see the Reggie puzzle? Are you that was easy compared to Arceus? Did they maybe just learn their lesson? I remember I translated Braille using my guidebook, and I felt so good when I figured it out. Why not give the other kids the opportunity to feel good about figuring out something like that? I'm getting the God of War Pokemon. They'd feel great about that, rather than just having it handed to them.
Come on, where are they? Legends Arceus was a great game that brought a lot of improvements to Pokemon, outside of the fact that we can't battle with friends. I understand why giving the new battle system.
I don't understand why giving the new battle system. You can battle against NPCs. There's no reason why you can't also battle against other players. It would be the same battle system. And it would actually be interesting to see how that battle system functions and interacts with other players. And at high levels of play, with like Joey Pokemon or Wolfie Glick doing battles in this game. That'd be cool to see, right?
Come on, they could have implemented it somehow. Cutting both Pokemon and Pokemon moves from future Pokemon games.
Jeebus.
Again, understand why, but I feel like we're at a point now where there isn't much of an excuse to cut Pokemon anymore.
No, bro.
If it's hundreds, if not thousands of creatures, Game Freak can definitely fit all their Pokemon.
No, bro. See, we have to cut them. We have to put them in DLC, bro. We have to put them in DLC. You don't understand. We have to put them in DLC. We have to release a game every year. We have to release a game every year. We have to release 2 games every single freaking year, bro. We have to. No, you have to.
TCG getting rid of the fairy type in Mystery Dungeon.
That always boggled my mind. The TCG typings don't make much sense to me. I have a Hoopa EX here, and it's a fighting type. My Cloth is also a fighting type, or Earth. I don't really know what this typing is even supposed to be. I don't know why they don't have all the typings. Maybe it would make the game too complicated, but I feel like it wouldn't.
You had the option of attacking with moves that used PP, or using a basic attack. They eventually got rid of the basic attack, and now you're forced to use moves that use PP. As
Why?
someone who played the OG Blue Rescue team, this was a massive letdown.
That's weird. You don't have a basic attack?
When games are on the Switch, I kind of missed the DS days where we had 2 screens to work with. Good time.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really. Honestly, I like the Switch.
Shiny locking Pokemon. Seriously, there is absolutely no reason for this.
True.
Please stop.
So based and true. Shiny looking Pokemon. Why? So dumb. Just let people get shinies. Oh, but it won't look the same in the cutscene as it does in the game. Oh my god, it'll be so different. Who cares? Oh my god, who cares? It's so much more cool if you get a shiny like that. Wouldn't it be amazing if you just found a random shiny Koraidon? Wouldn't it be cool for someone to just stumble upon a Koraidon that's black, and when they saw the battle, they're like, oh my god, what's happening here? It's so sparkly. That's a really cool moment. I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. I'm gonna bring this up to my friends when I go to school or when I go to work. It's gonna be sick. That would be really cool. But no, shiny lock, because no fun allowed. Sorry, fun police here, no fun allowed.
Things that are way too easy to get. I am all for making new shiny hunting methods, but being able to manipulate the odds to make them this high just doesn't make shiny Pokemon feel nearly as special as they once were.
I don't know, man. I mean, I got 6 shinies in PM7, John's Kanto, every shiny Pokemon in Kanto in 24 hours events. And I got 6 of them because of the sandwich method in Scarlet and Violet, which made me feel pretty special.
In Gen 1, Hyper Beam not needing to recharge if it KO'd the opponent.
That was cool.
I don't care if this made the move overpowered. It was a really cool feature. And
that's I like it. I agree.
If they brought it back. Changing the catchphrase of Pokemon from gotta catch 'em all to train on.
What? No, surely not. Train on is kind of boring, I can't lie.
Yeah, gotta catch 'em all is way better. Changing the PSS, player search system, to the Festival Plaza.
I don't know what was going through the heads.
In Pokemon history.
I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Goodness gracious me. They said, hey, this PSS system is too good. I think we need to change it with something else. What if we made a castle and you have to like run around, and it's really complex, and there's like tents in the castle that you can do different things. Is there anyone over there? Am I talking to anyone right now? I'm gonna do it myself. It's fine.
Pikachu going from this to this.
I like the
I think
Pikachu.
we all liked Fat Pikachu more.
I like both.
Pokemon in Legends Arceus. Massive improvement. Then going
True.
back to regular catching in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah.
True. There's no reason, because it's all in the overworld, so there's no reason why they can't have the Legends Arceus catching mechanic in Scarlet and Violet. I don't really know why they went back and they didn't take it back. Maybe because they want Legends Arceus to be different and special, so they just didn't have the same mechanics. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Kept the Legends Arceus catching method. The anime Pokemon protagonists going from Ash to these guys. Yeah, I don't think they're going to hold a candle to Ash, if I'm being real.
I haven't seen the anime in like 7,000 years, so I can't even comment on this one.
Evolutions that turn out to be worse than the regular form. Or in this case, Mega Evolution. Mythical.
Yeah, Garchomp, straight up worse. Because its speed goes down. And that is so important. Garchomp, 102 speed down to 92 speed when it's a Mega Garchomp, kills it.
Pokemon that are just given away to you, instead of having to do something for them, was way more fun back then. Although Pokemon is getting a bit better now. Graphics.
And I was gonna say something about Darkrai, and then this screenshot just pops up. Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, wow, man, they really spent 15 minutes on that.
I think we can all agree the new Pokemon Snap looks much better than Scarlet and Violet.
Okay, I understand the Pokemon Snap game is supposed to be graphically more pleasurable to experience because it is a graphics-only game, and Scarlet and Violet is built upon many other mechanics and features and reasons to play. But my god, Scarlet and Violet is so ugly. It's past the point. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom look very nice for Switch games. They didn't try on that one.
I even think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee looks better than Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, it depends. In some areas, it can. In some areas, not. I actually kind of like the graphical style of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's pretty nice in some places. In some areas, it has some nice ambiance. And the lighting is really good. The lighting in Scarlet and Violet is very bad.
Hopefully this won't be that much of an issue for long. Pokemon routes, in my opinion, are kind of getting worse. They're less memorable. The music isn't as fun. I mean, compare Kanto Route 1 to Kalos Route 1.
Okay, that's not really the first route, though, right?
Your downgrade.
Sure.
Shining Pearl speedrun. Originally, this game could be beaten in 15 minutes. That is kind of funny. But after a patch, this 15-minute run was removed. Massive disappointment in my—
Oh my god, can you imagine? Ah yes, traveler, you have come far, fought in many battles, captured gods, and now you stand at the precipice of championship. Where are you going? Did you just put this fucking door? Hey, come back! Come back!
The Sword and Shield DLC, believe it or not, made the regular game a little bit slower. That also affected the speedrun by around 90 seconds.
What?
That's kind of crazy.
90 seconds? It just slowed down the entire game so that everything took a little bit longer? That's insane.
The shiny jingle being added in Legends Arceus, and then removed for Scarlet and Violet. It was just nice to hear, and let us know that a shiny definitely popped up.
Why would they remove it? That doesn't make sense.
Pokemon that look worse in their shiny form.
Oh my god. Don't get me started on Espeon. I don't want to get started on Espeon. God, what a disgusting shiny.
Still not the biggest fan of Infernape. The first Pokemon movie being remade into this.
I never saw it. I saw a trailer and I was like, maybe not for me. But, you know, I think Luke likes it, so that's good.
Sorry, but this film is probably one of the ugliest 3D films I've seen. Remote raid passes in Pokemon Go. They were a somewhat reasonable price. Now they're almost double.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Hey guys, inflation's been hitting hard recently. We gotta make some more money. Listen, we only made $646 million last year. Things aren't looking so good. Only 600 million. We gotta make some money somehow. We gotta keep the lights on.
Pokemon cartridges. Remembered when they were colored? It was a really fun aesthetic. Now they're just regular Switch cases.
I wonder if that's just because of a standardization thing that they do for the Switch now. If they had the option, maybe they'd be allowed to do this. I think it would be cool if they did.
Come on, they can do the same as before.
Oh, that would look cool.
Rivals going from these guys to these guys.
Okay, those guys suck, but Pneumonia, Melanoma, she's great. Love her.
Pokemon Worlds getting rid of Pokken. I wasn't really that big into Pokken. but it gave a bit more variety to the show. We don't really have a Pokemon fighting game, so it was a nice inclusion for people who do play.
There's still Unite and this TCG in this video game and this Pokemon Go, so there's a decent amount of variety. I think the problem is there's like 15 people that play Pokken still to this day, but maybe they'll probably do a second one. I imagine they'll do a second one. Pokken Tournament DX sold over 1 million copies, so that's pretty good for a fighting game, I think.
The bug type getting even worse as the fairy type came out. I could also mention the other types that got nerfed by fairy type, but specifically bug type, because bug type was already weak. Something that a lot of people have had a problem with. Starter Pokemon becoming even more human-like. I know for a fact some are getting kind of sick of it.
Yes! Oh my god, they just look like they're just people in furry suits. I hate Cinderace's design so much. It's just a guy in a suit. It's just a guy in a suit. Come on. The Persona character is kind of sick, but that's just a guy in a suit. It's okay. They can be animal-like. It's fine. I love Skeledirge. I think it's great.
Not getting a champion as good as Cynthia since Gen 4 doesn't help that quite a few of them have been pretty easy in comparison. Catching Pokemon regularly to catching in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
At least it's a bit more involved. I don't know. I hate the catching mechanic in basically every Pokemon game because it's not about how good you are at the game. It's about your RNG. Catching legendaries is like pulling teeth. It's like dousing your eyes in acid and furiously punching a wall over and over again until the punch eventually breaks through. It's not a fun mechanic. At least this was a bit different, and Legends Arceus was a little bit different as well.
This needed fixing pretty bad. Ever since
it's not great though.
And Shining Pearl, I think it's safe to say most people aren't that excited for remakes anymore. But if you know if it does happen, hopefully it won't be that much of a letdown.
Okay, here's my thing on remakes. Don't make any more remakes. We don't need any more remakes. Either sequels or different games within the same region. We don't need the same game again. We've had the same game so many times. They released the same game like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. How many times have you been through Kanto as Red, beating Team Rocket Giovanni, and then he leaves? Last gym is Giovanni, and you beat Brock, and you do all the same things. It's all the same thing. It's all the same game. We can have a sequel instead. Why can't we broaden the horizons? Have a new story. Have a different collection of characters. Have a writer on staff, maybe. Maybe one writer on staff eventually would be cool. I mean, they did a little cool story with Arvin. He was basically the main character of Scarlet and Violet. We could do a sequel to Scarlet and Violet. Maybe do something else in Paldea. Maybe have like 50 years on or something like that. They're nice and old now. They're elderly trainers that will mentor you while you do X, Y, and Z. And just make sequels. Stop making the same fucking game.
Post-game and Pokemon games arguably getting worse as well. Deal.
Okay, to be fair, the Area Zero thing, which is technically post-game, was pretty decent. It was a good little ending to that.
Doesn't count. Like, compare the post-game to Gold and Silver, where you got to go back to Kanto, to X and Y, which didn't have much at all.
Hey, no, listen, there was the Looker mission. We all remember the Looker mission, right? Oh, didn't we all love that? Man, that certainly was gameplay.
Hyper Potions. Massive downgrade. Did they need to make it worse? I don't know. Not being able to nickname Pokemon cool things anymore. Pokemon abilities receiving a nerf that makes the Pokemon that has it completely useless. RIP.
Yeah, they went too far on Gale Wings. No one's using Talonflame anymore.
Flame. Secret bases going from this to this. Like, what's the point?
Cool Steelix.
That look worse in plush form.
Oh, I mean, Samurot's kind of good, but the Typhlosion just looks like an eldritch being. It looks like a tentacled creature. It looks like Cthulhu. Oh no, Decidueye, I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice that one. That's tough.
That look better than the final form.
It's a different sprite. Oh, okay. The Pikachu is so cute, though. That is so adorable.
I personally am a huge fan of Beta Girafarig. How some Pokemon looked in the Detective Pikachu movie. A couple primary examples I can think of are Charizard and Gengar. These guys were pretty terrible back then.
It's tough. They went for the hyper-realistic look, and it's a tough one. I mean, Pikachu looked good, to be fair.
Yeah, their designs have not held up since. And the biggest downgrade in Pokemon history
is is
Going
what?
from the best firefighting type to the absolute worst firefighting type.
Alex loves Infernape so much. And you know what else he loves? He loves when people subscribe to his channel. I'm already subscribed, already hit that like button, but why haven't you done it yet? And if you want to see more of my dumb face, then you can always subscribe to this channel. And maybe use code Patterrz at GamerSubs to get money off your gamer subs for caffeine and caffeine-free beverages that are so freaking tasty, man.